What have you changed your mind about, and say in the past couple of years, that you strongly held a belief about, say in herbalism, nutrition, or even philosophically, that's kind of putting you on the spot?
Yeah, no, I like this.
But I'm curious because, just for context, I remember, I would say in my early 20s, I had a lot of very strong beliefs, and I've changed my mind about a lot of things over the years. And it's so funny because I feel like the most pissed off I've been has been about these really strongly held beliefs, and then I'm like, I changed my mind anyway, so why did I have to be so frustrated
Yeah.
over that particular thing? And this is the herbalism show, so if you wanted to be about herbalism or nutrition or something like that, great. But even if there's like some sort of philosophy that you change your mind about in your life.
The first thing that comes to mind, though, is honestly regarding the polarizing topic of invasive species. And
Ooh.
I feel like I originally had and there's a lot of herbalists out there that will probably disagree with me, but we use a lot of really awesome, like we rely on a lot of really awesome plants that are also invasive. And sometimes we bring plants here that, shouldn't be here in quotes. And at the beginning, I was like, this is great. Invasive plants seem to be doing something in the ecosystem that's not, that maybe, globalization or something else like impacted. And I've kind of changed it. So my approach before was like invasive species, it's probably not a big deal. But now that I've done more like volunteering and stewardship work, I'm like, this is a real thing. And the thing that I think is most important is that when I go on Instagram and see like people who are talking about invasive plants, like there's like this word like hate, and like I hate lesser celandine, or I hate kudzu, or all these things. And it's like, that's understandable. That's totally justified. But I don't think we should use that word to talk about plants, no matter how much it's like destroying an ecosystem. To hate a part of it because of globalization and capitalism doesn't make any sense. But we still should be able to steward it and say like, okay, let's do our best to remove this buckthorn or lesser celandine or something like that. Utilize as much as we can. Know that if we're utilizing it like Japanese knotweed, like how to harvest it in a way where it's not spreading it more. In herbalism, there's a tendency to be like, all plants are great and it's totally fine. And I would agree with that, but it doesn't mean that some plants aren't problematic in certain ecosystems. And that as herbalists, I feel like we should both tend to bodies and tend to the body of earth at the same time. I think both of those are a responsibility, and maybe some people have more wherewithal or gifts or abilities to do one over the other. Like invasive species are a real thing, and doesn't mean you need to hate those plants. You could still like look at lesser celandine and say like, that's really beautiful. It's also like choking out all the trillium and all that stuff too. So